What's going on, guys? In this video we're going to be talking about how you can pay down debt and a couple of different methods you can use to pay it down. Consumer debt in America is almost 14 trillion. Even if you exclude home mortgages from this number, people still have a lot of debt in auto loans, credit card debt, and more. Basically, debt is a problem that most Americans have. The first step to getting yourself out of debt is to lay out some sort of budget and eliminating things you don't need. Try printing out your credit card statement and highlighting the things that you really don't need and you would consider a want. This is going to free up some additional cash and you're going to be able to put that money towards whatever type of debt you have and you want to pay down. Once you do that, you really have to commit to paying down the debt you have, and there's really two main strategies we're going to discuss in this video that you can use. The first strategy we're going to talk about is the Avalanche Method, which basically states pay down the highest interest rate debt first. Now, say you have four types of debt. Say you have credit card debt with a rate of 22%, a personal loan at 15%, a student loan 7%, and a car loan at 5%. Now, say you have any of these types of debt and you don't know the interest rate, my first recommendation would be finding out those interest rates. 1 in 5 Americans who have credit card debt actually don't know what their interest rate is on that credit card debt. So if you're in that 20%, I would recommend first and foremost finding out what you are paying interest, how much interest you're paying. Anyway, back to the Avalanche Method. This strategy, as I just said, is going to force you to pay down the highest interest rate debt first. So in this case scenario, you have the credit card debt at 22%. That's the highest interest rate, so that's the one you're going to pay down first. Now, that doesn't mean just ignore the other types of debt you have. You still need to make the minimum payments on those debts. But what it does mean is, say you make all the minimum payments and you have $500 left over that you want to put towards one of these loans that you owe. It means you would put that $500 towards the credit card debt, and you would keep putting that money, the extra $500 you have every month, towards the credit card debt until that credit card debt is completely paid off. Then once the credit card debt is paid off, you focus on the second highest interest rate debt. So in this situation, it'd be the personal loan at 15%. You would make all your minimum payments on the other three types of debt you have, and then you would put the extra, however much you have left over now, towards the personal loan. And you would keep going on and on until you are eventually out of debt. Obviously, when you get to like mortgages or types of debt where it's only 3%, it's very low interest rate, there's a lot to take into consideration, like inflation or putting your money somewhere else where you can receive a 10% return as opposed to just a 3% interest rate. But for this situation, we're talking about high interest rate debt that really doesn't do anything for you, that obviously can't appreciate. Like a mortgage in a house, that's going to appreciate and give you equity over time. But as opposed to credit card debt, that's not going to make you any more money at all. The second method we're going to talk about here is the Snowball Method. And basically what that is you want to pay down the smallest balance first and work your way up to the largest balance. And the goal here is to knock out those small balances and just keep chipping away, seeing the progress and moving on to the bigger balances. So again, let's say we have 4 types of debt. Once again, we still have credit card at 22%, personal loan at 15%, student loan at 7%, and then an auto loan at 5%. But this time, let's add an amount to it. Let's say you have $8,000 in credit card debt, $15,000 in a personal loan, $40,000 in student loans, and $5,000 in an auto loan. In this situation, even though the auto loan is the lowest interest rate, this is the one you would focus on paying down first and getting rid of. So once again, you make the minimum payments on these every month. And then once you've made those minimum payments, say you have $500 again left over, instead of putting that towards the highest interest rate debt being the credit card, you put it towards the smallest balance, meaning the auto loan. And you keep doing that every month until you eventually pay off the auto loan. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of the Avalanche Method because I think it's just going to save you more money over time not paying that interest. But I can see why people like the Snowball Method, especially if you're someone that's had trouble keeping up with bills and paying bills and just sticking with it. Because what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to see progress over time. So you might build some momentum not having to make that extra payment every month once you pay down that smallest amount first. Again, I don't think the Snowball Method makes sense mathematically, but like I just said, it's up to you and do what's best for you. It's between continuing to build momentum and paying a little bit more money and getting out of debt, or staying in debt because you can't keep up with it and the progress doesn't show, then definitely go with the Snowball Method. In saying that, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. This one was pretty quick. There was only just 2 quick methods I wanted to touch upon. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.